Well, there, grumpy old fart here. I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons a really, really long time. I started in 1976. I started playing Chainmail. I graduated to the red box set, the basic Dungeons and Dragons. I started playing advanced Dungeons and Dragons shortly after that. I didn't play the red box set for very long. But I started running advanced Dungeons and Dragons in 1979. I have been running it ever since, and it is a blast. If you've not played, you need to. It's fun. It's really fun. Okay, it is a foregone conclusion that at some point during your game, your players will eventually come across a magic item. This video is going to be information, advice for dungeon masters, the less experienced dungeon masters, and other players too. So, keep that in mind. And I'm not saying this is how you have to do it. This is just advice. Your players eventually will come across magic items. A sword, a weapon, or some other weapon, wand, armor, shield, staff, whatever. I talk about some of them in my videos. Go check those out. If they kill an enemy who's using that item, weapon, whatever, against them, chances are that it's not cursed, and that's a good thing. It may have some sort of a alignment restriction or some other restrictive condition, but it's probably not outright cursed. If the group saw the bad guy using it, then they probably have a good idea of what it does. A guy's got a wand, it's shooting fireballs. It may be a wand of fireball, I'm just saying. However, if it's found on a dead enemy and he did not use it against them, or they hadn't seen him use it, or if it's found in some treasure hoard, then the group will want to know what it is and what it does. The dungeon master should actively work to keep that secret. Finding an item that looks really nice when it should be rusty, yeah, that's a good indication it's probably magical, but what does it do? See, that's the thing. There are two ways I can think of to figure it out. One, try and use the item, which is exceedingly dangerous, especially if it's cursed. The other one is to identify the item. Identify if the group has no access. I can't read my writing. If the group has access to If the group has access to an identify spell. I wrote real small and my writing sucks anyway. If the group does not have access to an identify spell, they must find an NPC, non-player character magic user to do this. That's expensive. Identify is a first level magic user spell. It's on page 66 and 67 of the player's handbook, and a magic user or wizard can use this spell to identify what a magic item is and what it does, as well as any command words involved. That's basically what it does. Now, keep in mind, in order to identify an item, it must be held, worn, or handled by the magic user, as would be normal for the object. Helmets must be worn, belts must be worn, wands must be held, weapons must be held, etc. Should an item be cursed, said magic user will potentially be affected by that curse. Why? He's holding it. He's wearing it. Whatever. Most NPC magic users will want to have a remove curse spell cast on the item prior to identifying it. And they may have some other restrictions as well. I just use this as an example. Remove Cursed is a fourth level magic user spell or a third level clerical spell. Non-player character spellcasters will want to be paid. Magic users and illusionists will want cash because spell research is expensive. Or they might take something in trade. You got 8 magic items, I'll take one of these, my choice of the magic items, and I'll identify all of them for you, that kind of thing. Druids will want some ecological favor or some sort of a good deed. Clerics will want a donation to their temple. In any way you want to look at it, they're getting paid. Okay? Now, when an NPC magic user identifies something for them, here we go. My base rate is 1,000 gold pieces per spell per level. plus spell components if the dungeon master is using them in the game. The above stated non-player character magic user will want 4,000 gold pieces for the remove curse, and 1,000 gold pieces for the identify spell, plus the spell components for the identify spell, because I don't think there is any for the remove curse. Also note the percentage chances for success listed in the spell description. Read that spell description very, very thoroughly, along with the debilitating nature of the spell itself. I have found in rare instances, if the group has a nice safe place to stay, a magic user can do two identifies a day. If they're on the move and the guy's identifying during the course of the thing, yeah, somebody's carrying him or he's riding in the wagon afterwards because he has to rest for a long time afterwards. Minimum of 8 hours recovery time, minimum. So do it when you go to at night. Here's what you do: if you're moving and you have to identify something, do it at night before you go to sleep. That way you have that 8 hours to sleep and you're ready to go the next day. That's a logical thing to do, in my opinion. Now that being said, sometimes you can't always do that. This debilitating time can be up to 24 hours. So that's another thing to consider. I have seen dungeon masters allow player characters to cast 12 or 15, or not 12 or 15, 5 or 6 identifies in a single day because the group needed to know what the magic items do. I'm not disparaging them, but I would never allow that, because that magic users are very powerful. Spells come with restrictions for a reason. You can't simply bypass the restrictions. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, I hope this finds everybody well, and I hope the information here helps. And I hope everybody has fun playing Dungeons and Dragons. You folks have a good day. God bless one and all.